Hi everybody, Trenton Bennett here, and today I want to explain a little bit for you about how Gmail works with attachments and Google Drive links. I got this email from my dad where he was trying to put files in a message and send it to somebody, and he kept getting this prompt that Google said, "Hey, that file's too big, I'm going to send it as a link." He wasn't quite clear on how that works, and he also was saying, well, now that it did that, how do I go get it back? Let's back up a little bit and talk about it for a moment. When you set up a Gmail account, Google actually is setting up a Google account that happens to have Gmail. Gmail is one of several things that Google gives you when you set up that account. So yes, you have your Gmail, but you actually have some other parts in here too. And one of those is called Google Drive. All that Google Drive is a private storage space in the cloud, all to you, that you can put files in and then use that to share those files with other people. So what Gmail does is sometimes when it sees that a file you're trying to attach is pretty big, it says, I'm going to stuff that in that little corner of the cloud that's yours, in your Google Drive, and I'm going to put a link in this email instead. And the person who gets this is only going to get a link that lets them go get the file. It's not going to try and stuff that big file in there. This is pretty helpful because if someone's getting a message on their phone and they go, oh, let me click on that, they might suddenly find themselves downloading a big old file to their phone that they don't want, and they'd rather say, I'm going to wait till I get a computer and download it there. So when you have a Gmail account, you also have some other Google stuff. Look at this tic-tac-toe board in the corner where it says Google Apps. If I click on this, it's going to show me some of the other stuff that I can use. And one of those things is Google Drive. See this little triangle here? So I click on Google Drive, and it opens it up in a different tab. And this is showing me all of the files that I've put in here over the years, either because Google attached it in an email, or I deliberately put it up here because I wanted to do something with it, like share it out. We have a little bit of a slow internet today. So the point being is that once it does load, it looks something like this. Here's all of this stuff that I have. Pictures and documents and whatever, and it's all inside of Google Drive, including this big old video. So if I was going to send a message to my dad, let's say pick his email address and say, hey, here's that file. Most of you already know that if you want to attach a file, you go use the paperclip, right? If I go click the paperclip and say attach files, it's going to have me pick the file that I want to attach. Well, let's say I grab this JPEG, which is kind of big, and I say open, which actually means attach. It's kind of big, but it's not big enough to make Google say, hey, whoa, that's too big to put in a message. So it's actually just going to put this in here and send it along, and it'll be in the message. No problem, right? But now if I use the paperclip and I attach something pretty darn big, for example, if I were to attach this big video, which is about 10 to 15 times the size of a really nice image, and I say open, it's going to say, whoa, your file is bigger than 25 megs. It will be sent as a Google Drive link. And what it's doing now is it's taking this file and it's uploading it to Google Drive, and then inside of Google Drive, once it's done, it's going to stuff a link in this message so that anyone who gets the email can then take that file and pull it down on their own, but they're not going to have that file suddenly cram itself into their inbox and take up a lot of space. So it's putting it inside Google Drive, and then it's going to stick a link in the message, and in just a moment you'll see what that looks like. There's my link. To anybody else, it just looks like the file is there, and when they click it, they're just going to be asked if they want to open it or save it, just like any other email attachment, and they don't need to know any better. And that's great, because it's convenient for me, and I don't have to worry about someone saying, hey, you crammed my inbox with a big file. But I'm not going to send this to my dad because I don't want to confuse him. Let's start over and show you how I would do this next time. Now that that's in Google Drive, there's no need for me to upload it every single time. Let's start over, and this time, instead of using our paperclip, we know that file's up there. Let's go ahead and attach it that way. Pick out my dad's address. Hey there. Here's that file. And this time, instead of going to the paperclip, do you remember how Google Drive had this logo that looks kind of like a colorful triangle? I just go over here a little bit further and look at that. There's a Google Drive logo that says Insert Files Using Drive. If I click this, it's just going to go ahead and show me everything I've got in Google Drive. And if it's not here right away, I could also click Recent, and it's going to sift through this and show me the recent stuff, like this big honkin' video that I just uploaded. Or I could do a little search. But if I click on this, look down here. Because you selected more than 25 megs to attach to this email, the selected attachment will be shared via a drive link. It's just reminding you once again that when you click Insert, it's going to put a link in and not try to cram that file in there. So you can say Insert, and it'll go ahead and do it. And now when you send your message, there's that file. It's safe in the cloud, but it's a link that other people can use so they don't get this cramming right into their inbox and taking them by surprise, but they're able to get to it whenever they want. All right, there you go. That explains it. And Dad, I hope this helps you out. If it doesn't, though, go ahead and let me know in the comments, and I'll see what I can do to answer your questions. Thanks very much.